So you're thinking about making a move to Northern Virginia and you'd like to know from a local standpoint, what are some of the not so great things about the area? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the things that I really hate about Northern Virginia. There's a lot to love about this area, but there are some things that I really just dislike that come with living here. I grew up in Leesburg. I am in my late 30s, so I've really seen the area grow and evolve. And with that change, well, not everything is good. And first up on my list is the traffic. I absolutely hate the Northern Virginia traffic. I don't know anyone who lives here and doesn't hate Northern Virginia traffic. It doesn't matter if it's rush hour or not. No matter where you're going, you are going to experience some type of traffic unless, you're driving at 11, 12 o'clock at night or super early in the morning. And by super early, I mean like before 5 a.m. because even 95 North by 6 o'clock on a weekday, there's traffic. It just never ends. And that leads me to the number 2 thing I hate about Northern Virginia is there is constant construction. I feel like we are always behind on what needs to happen with the roads to accommodate the volume of people that live here. And they finish one project and it's already so far behind the amount of volume that it really doesn't make a big impact. And then they're starting all over again. There's always construction. I can actually look out the window of my house right now and there's construction going on right in front of my house. It's always something. And the number 3 thing that I hate about Northern Virginia ties into traffic and construction as well, and that is the amount of toll roads and express lanes. I use them occasionally because sometimes I need to save that 35, 45 minutes, but the expense of traveling on the toll road and the express lanes is astronomical. It will wreck your budget, and it really irritates me that we pay for these roads to be built and then we have to pay to drive on them. And most recently, an article has come out where the Greenway is in a ton of debt because they have probably mismanaged funds. I don't understand how they can possibly be in all this debt. And so we paid to build that road. Now they're in debt. Now they want to increase the toll by 40%. And if they think that's going to make people want to use the road more, well, they should probably check their math because I completely disagree with that strategy. The toll roads and the express lanes, they drive me insane. If your budget can accommodate it, great, but it's still always gonna be a pain point with me of why are we paying to build these roads and then we have to pay to drive on them too. Okay, getting away from the commuting, traffic, construction aspect of things, let's talk about the people in Northern Virginia. And this is not by any means a blanket statement, but I will say that the majority of people in Northern Virginia are really not the most friendly group of individuals. It's gotten worse and worse over the years, and I've thought about this a lot on why are people so rude and entitled and just caught up in their own little world to the point that they will walk right past you on the sidewalk and they'll look down or they'll look to the side like to completely avoid just a quick, hey, how's it going? Or a hello. And I don't think I ever really understood like how bad it is here because this is where I've been all my life. But in the past 5-6 years, I spend a lot more time in Charleston, South Carolina, and have come to love that Southern hospitality of just taking 2 seconds to hold the door for someone. It is a rarity that someone will hold the door here for me. It's more often than not that people just go on in and they don't even look back, nothing. It takes 2 seconds of your time. But I think that people are like that here because it is such a rat race, which I'm gonna talk about shortly. And there is an extremely high cost of living. I'm gonna talk about that as well. So it in turn puts all this pressure on individuals to constantly have to perform, and you need that high paying job because you've got that high mortgage and that high car payment and all the other things that come with it. And your kid is in, 5, 6, 7 different sports programs and extracurricular activities. And all of these daily pressures fall on your shoulders. And I think that people are super stressed out. And I would say, at least I hope, a lot of them don't even realize how inconsiderate they've become and just so wrapped up in their own little world that maybe they are not the most neighborly from a community standpoint. And it's something that I just really, really dislike about this area. I like people. I like to just say a quick hello or, have a 10-second chat with my neighbor. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, slow down, take a second to pause and be aware of your surroundings and enjoy those little things in life. Like, it costs you $0 to hold the door for someone. And I think that Northern Virginia really falls short on that. So let's talk about the rat race comment. The rat race is something that I absolutely hate about this area as well. It is non-stop. It is, how much can you work? How many work hours can you fit into the day? And then once you finish up work, you've got to run to do something else. Maybe you've got to pick your kids up and you've got to take them to sports or other activities. Or maybe you are finished up with one job and you're heading to the next job because you've got to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. It is non-stop here. And even on weekends, you see it. Like, there's traffic on weekends. People are out running around and it just doesn't stop. And I think there's got to be some type of balance, but I don't think Northern Virginia is going to find that. It just doesn't end. I have been to New York City quite a bit over the years, and it's a different vibe there, but it's that same just non-stop pace, go, go, go. You got to be everywhere, do everything, and it is exhausting. Which leads me to the high cost of living, and that's something that I really dislike about this area as well. In particular, housing. I mean, housing is astronomically expensive here, and your money just does not go as far in Northern Virginia as it would in other places. And I see it a lot with, particularly through this YouTube channel, I get contacted with people wanting to relocate to Northern Virginia because they've gotten this incredible job offer. And on paper, it looks like they're going to be making so much more. And they are going to be making so much more than where they're coming from. But what a lot of people overlook, and I try to always make sure we cover it, it's a lot more expensive to live in Northern Virginia than it is in a lot of other areas in the United States. So that's something to factor in, that on paper that offer might look incredible, like life-changing money for your family, but you've got to factor in the higher costs of living here, in particular housing. Like, it is not abnormal for housing to be over 100, in some areas 200% higher than the national average. It's really expensive to live here, and I'm not a fan of that. Last is the weather in Northern Virginia, and we have 4 true seasons here, which I absolutely love that we get that change throughout the year. Fall and spring, for the most part, is absolutely gorgeous here. Sometimes our spring is like this long, and sometimes that can happen with fall as well, but we typically have just incredible fall weather, the dry air, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. The leaves are stunning, it's all good. But then come summertime, it is obnoxiously hot and obnoxiously humid. Today, our heat index is going to be 105. As soon as you step outside, it's like you took a shower because it's just so humid. Forget even doing your hair. It's not worth it, because the second you step outside, ladies, it's just gonna go poof, and all of your hard work will be for nothing. So if you don't like humidity, that's probably something that you will hate about Northern Virginia too. Winter, it's hit or miss here. I am not a fan of cold or snow. Last winter, like, we got so lucky, it really wasn't all that cold. We had like a snap over the holidays where it was brutal, but it was quick and it was just short-lived. Didn't get much snow at all. Like, that's my kind of winter. But sometimes the winters here are just frigid, and we can get a lot of snow, and you could lose power, or you could be stuck inside for a couple days while they're getting the roads cleared out. And I'm definitely not a fan of that. So if you're thinking about making that move to Northern Virginia, just know that the weather changes a lot here. We can have extreme thunderstorms as well. You can get a lot of extreme weather, and it changes frequently. So if you like something that's more consistent, or you don't like snow, don't like humidity, take a look at our weather, because we experience all the things here as far as weather goes. I hope you got some value from today's video. I know it's a little bit different style than we normally put out, but I I wanted to share like what I would want my agent to tell me, like more of a casual conversation, like we're friends, because I want to know the real deal when I am buying a house in an area that I haven't lived in all my life. Don't tell me all the good things. Like I want to know the truth about their opinion on the area and what, you experience with traffic and day-to-day life. So I hope that brought some value to you. As always, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, reach out on social, whatever works for you. We've got your back when you're making that move to Northern Virginia.